Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Watkins Glen International. We are here to qualify for the fourth race of the season in the 2024 Turkey Hill Truck Series. Already a very exciting season, a very exciting race that we had last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, qualifying a couple days before the race. We're here on Thursday. Tomorrow we have the Body Armor Pro Series race here, and then Saturday at noon Eastern Time, it's the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the fourth race of the season, the first of two road courses this season for these drivers here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And here we are to qualify. We got Group A and then Group B. Both will be 10 minutes long, and then the Fast 6 Shootout will also be a group session at 10 minutes long as well. So we're going to be here a little bit longer today than we normally are for qualifying. But excited to see how it all ends up shaking out. But this is the fourth race of the season here at Watkins Glen. Of course, NASCAR at Watkins Glen this weekend. Going to be a very fascinating race. I've heard there's going to be a lot of tire fall off this weekend in the Cup race, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that ends up shaking out, because I just asked Nicholas Samedeo, you know, those tire wear races are very fun to watch. But this should be a very entertaining race here for the Truck Series. Only 13 laps on Saturday. It's going to be a one-stop race for these guys. So starting up front is going to mean quite a bit, and starting on the outside pole is more or less where you want to be. That inside lane does not get a good start here at Watkins Glen, and we'll have to see who ends up getting the pole and the outside pole once we get down to it. But top three advance on from each group, and we'll have the Fast Six of the six drivers in a group session for those final 10 minutes. And I'll determine the starting lineup here for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. We got Blaine Keys here in the one machine. Of course, Blaine, pretty solid start to the season there with Team Velocity. I believe he comes into this race fifth in the point standings. I should probably open that up, shouldn't I? Whoop. And yes, he is actually third in the standings, not fifth. You know what? Why didn't I have it up? But Blaine is obviously going to be a contender for this championship as the season rolls along. Already, you see guys like Thomas Troxel, Nicholas Samedeo, Blaine Keys up there. But then you have drivers like LJ Cimento, Laura Chung, who have also found themselves up front in a lot of these races so far this season. As a matter of fact, Laura Chung has two straight top fives coming into this race driving for Harrisville Motorsports. We'll have to see what she can do there in the 4 machine. Of course, she had a lot of success in the Truck Series a couple of years ago, and it looks like she's finding a lot of success so far this season in the Truck Series. And a good starting position could give her a good opportunity at a race victory on Saturday. Here's Blaine Keys. He's going to be the first driver to complete a lap here in Group A from Watkins Glen. Nathan Stapleton was already on the pit lane. He actually crossed the line. That's why he is already on the board. But Blaine Keys is going to go to the board right there. Actually, I think Nathan Stapleton was actually already out there. He had to have been already out there because he's ahead of Blaine Keys right now. So a good lap out of Nathan Stapleton. Last year, this race was won by a Triad Racing truck. Triad Racing has won the pole with Logan Williams the past 2 races already this season, with both poles at Darlington and Atlanta. But Logan Williams has not had the finishes to show for that. He is going to be in Group B. And Igor Barreto goes to the top of the board right there in the number 13 machine. Leonard Kochmer is going to take second away. Blaine is outside the top 3 right now as Skylar Taylor just booked it on the exit of turn 11. And it wasn't that long ago when we were here for the Wall Wall Cup Series, her Sprint Series, about a month ago when we were last here. This place has not changed in that month's time. That outside lane going off the exit of turn 11 is not at all where you want to be. Andrew Williams, the other Williams brother, up to third right there. Right now it's Barreto, Kochmer, and Williams, the top 3 fastest here in Group A. So a good lap there out of Andrew Williams and Broke Boys Garage. They have not gotten off to the start that they have wanted to this season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. However, Thomas Troxel, our points leader, has something else to say about that. He goes to third quickest. And Troxel, winner at Darlington, holds an 8-point lead over Nicholas Samedeo coming into this race. Samedeo is going to be in Group B. A very solid time there out of Thomas Troxel. But he is going to move out of that position as Nathan Stapleton comes back around, improves his time, the second quickest. There for Triad Racing, and there we go. Blaine Keys to the top of the board. No surprise there. Here at Watkins Glen, the second laps tend to be quicker than the first ones for these drivers. Of course, that actually is true for pretty much every track that we go to. Blaine actually had a bad exit there on his first lap as he was battling with Roberto Crown Jr. right there, and did not get a good lap time because of that. Igor Beretta, though, going to take that position back away. Beretta looking very quick here. He's got 0.3 of a second there on Blaine Keys. So it's Barretto, Keys, and Stapleton, the top three right now. We're already seeing which drivers are strong and which ones aren't this season. We're only 4 races into this season, not even 4 races into the season. And we're already seeing that difference being made. The range in the ratings at the beginning of the season makes a huge difference. It's going to be very interesting when we implement it for the Wawa Cup Series next year. Avery Alford going to third right there for Stover Motorsports. Great run for Alford right there. It has not been a good start for Alford in the slightest. He is 33rd in the point standings. 72 points behind already. That is not a deficit you won. Only 3 races into the season. But he has a chance if he can hold on to that time. No one else gets around him right there to go for the pole here, the Watkins Glen International. We're going to start seeing these times fall off just a little bit. Stapleton unable to move himself back into the top 3. Of course, 7th place is not a bad place to start, but it is still on that inside lane, so not necessarily the best place to go. Roberto Crown Jr., how about the Stover trucks? Roberto Crown Jr. has just gone to the top of the board in the 0-1. This is a driver who has never won before on the channel, ironically, and they've been driving for a very long time. Mentioned in the live stream a couple weeks ago, LJ Sameto getting his first career win in that Daytona 500. This is a driver that is due for their first career win. And if they can find themselves on the outside pole for Saturday's race, they are going to have a good opportunity of getting it done. And great job out of Roberto Crown Jr. getting to the top of the board right there. It's still Barretto and Blaine Keys, the top 3. Blaine Keys now on the bubble to advance on to the Fast 6. We'll see if he can, in fact, hold on to that right there. Don't know if there's anyone else still out there who is on their second lap. The second laps are definitely the fastest laps that we get here. Troxel, all the way down to 13th. We'll see if his lap here is any quicker. It might be, but it's not going to be if he hits the wall like that. That's something we're going to see all week long. Gonna see it tomorrow in the Pro Series race. Gonna see it on Saturday in the truck race. Of course, tomorrow's Pro Series race is 15 laps. This race only 13 laps. The shorter race is the main event this weekend here. Stapleton a little wide right there. It looks like he's going to fall in the 6th place here in this group, which means that he will start in the 11th position on Saturday. And now he's going to start in the 13th position as Matthew Hubert has gone to 7th quickest. And Eric Monaco again up to 5th. Monaco has found a lot of speed in qualifying so far this season. The speed has not really stuck in the race for him. He's 29th in points coming into this one. But definitely a driver who has found speed in qualifying. There's definitely something to be said about those TP Motorsports trucks here this season, but Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barretto, and Blaine Keys look to be the drivers that would advance on to the Fast 6. These guys really pushing it out there. Kochmer just overshot the outside of turn 11. We'll see if Laura Shung can do anything here in the 4 machine. So I think she might be on her 4th lap at this point, so don't necessarily think it's going to be enough for her to advance up into those positions. It will not be. Andrew Williams is 10th quickest. And a lot of drivers really improved their times as that session went along right there. This is a driver here, Skylar Taylor. They never got a lap in that first time around, or at least one up to speed. We'll have to see if they have enough time to get one here with the OSC Racing truck. Skylar Taylor's had a pretty solid run in some of these qualifying sessions so far. But right there, I think they're just starting their fast lap, so I don't think that they're going to have enough time to get back around. And it's Skep Silver as well. Did not get a full lap in. I believe he also overshot that wall. It's all about the consistency of these drivers and being able to avoid that mistake. It's going to be fascinating to see how all this is going on. Here's Jesse Turner. Great to have Jesse in this race, of course. Jesse Turner, the one who gave us a name for every Watkins Glen event, Lake Effect Ice Cream. And this is a home race for him as well. I know he'd love to do well. Of course, he's also going to be in the Pro Series race tomorrow. And I know he would love to run well in that one tomorrow night. But it does look like it's going to be Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barreto, and Blaine Keys, the top three here in the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 Group A session. Those three drivers are going to be the ones that advance onto the Fast Six. Kochmer will look to start 7th. Eric Monaco will start 9th. Avery Alford will start 11th. Matthew Huber will start 13th. Nathan Stapleton will start 15th. Jesse Turner will start 17th. Andrew Williams will start 19th. Andrew Miller will start 21st. Jack Haas will start 23rd. Lor Shung will start in the 25th position. So 93 Thomas Troxel will start 27th. Christian Vargas will start... Okay, let's just do it like this, okay? I'm going to sound like an idiot there. Christian Vargas will start... I can't do it in my head, it's so hard. 27th. No, he'll start 29th. Duncan Ward will start 31st. Skep Silver will start 33rd. Skylar Taylor will start 35th. But it's Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barreto, and Blaine Keys, the Fast Six here in Group A. Let's go ahead and move on to Group B and see who joins them to go for the pole here at the Watkins Glen International. And here we go for Group B. We'll see who will join Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barreto, and Blaine Keys in the Fast Six. He's got both of the official Grattan Autosport trucks, including our last winner, Nicholas Samideo, there in the number 23. Of course, Nicholas getting that race victory by 2/1000ths of a second at Atlanta last week. We are so excited to bring Atlanta back to the schedule next year in the Wawa Cup Series at that version of Atlanta. That is going to be a lot of fun to watch next season. Especially considering that the Atlanta race, or one of the Atlanta races, I should say, is going to be the cutoff race before the chase begins. So that's going to be a lot of fun next summer. Here we go for the number 23, Nicholas Samideo in second place. The point standings coming into this race, only 8 points behind Thomas Troxel. It's been a great season for Nicholas so far. Great start to the season for him. And he's with a good enough team where he could pull this championship off. Of course, it'd be a huge deal if he got that championship in this rating series. He's never won a Cup Series championship. He's never won a Truck Series championship before, so we'll have to see what he can do. He's always been up there in the points in these rating series. Perhaps the most consistent driver in the rating series. Of course, Ludovic Charette has won 2 championships in the rating series before. But she is off to a rather miserable start to this season. She has not gotten on the racetrack quite yet. But Charette is 22nd in the point standings coming into this one. She's already 45 points behind. And she only had to make up 13 in that finale of the Wawa Cup Series to win the Wawa Cup Series title. So we'll have to see if she can find her way up front as the season goes along. I think it's no question that she will undoubtedly get a couple of wins this season at some point, but will it be enough for her to clinch the championship with guys like Troxel, Samideo, and her teammate Blaine Keys already top 3 in points? Top 4 in points also includes LJ Semedo, who is definitely a driver to watch out for as the season rolls along here. Driving for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. Definitely a pleasant surprise so far in the season. He's got Oswego State on there, and of course it's a home race for Owen Miles and this team. I know they'd love to go to Victory Lane, especially with Sonny Oswego on the truck that goes to Victory Lane. But hey, they might get the pole here. They got a nice sniff of draft behind Nicholas Samideo right here, and they're following the guy who's won the past 2 poles. and Logan Williams. This is the truck that won this race last year with Josh Williamson. Of course, Josh not in the ride anymore. It's the other Williams. You had Williamson, and then now you got just regular Williams in the truck this year. Also, if I sound a little stuffy, I am a little stuffy right now. Coming off a little head cold right now, and this makes it a little bit harder to commentate. Not that hard, though. Been doing this for almost 10 years. I know what I'm doing. LJ Cimento looking to make a pass on Sam Idio in qualifying. It's not going to be good for either of those drivers to get alongside each other. They're trying to get the fastest time that they can. These are going to be the first two drivers who do, in fact, clock in times here in this session. But with how close they are, they're actually going to be holding each other up right here. And they've got to be careful not to take each other out either. Cemento's going to be on this outside lane. Sam Idio's going to go to the inside of Logan Williams. And we had a 146. Let's see, a 146.576. That was the fastest time. Not at all a fast time for either of those drivers. However, Sam Idio now has a clean racetrack ahead of him, so he may actually get a good second lap going on right here. And Derek Campbell had a clean racetrack, so he goes to the top of the board. He's a second quicker than everybody else, ahead of Brian Webb in the 99 right there. And Derek Campbell off to a pretty solid start to the season. 8th in points. Only 21 points behind. Of course, his teammate already got the race victory last weekend at Atlanta. We'll have to see how well he can do here with Grattan Autosport at Watkins Glen. It was the number 51 machine that won the Wawa Cup Series race here back in... Well, it was it early August when we had that race? It was early August, so it was, only about a month and a half ago when that race was run. Corey Case up to second. Of course, he also had a clean racetrack ahead of him right there. That helped out tremendously for the OSC racing team. And Caleb Rose to third, but the one I'm very intrigued at seeing is Nicholas Sam Idio. Was kind of pulled away from LJ Cimento right there. He's had a clean racetrack this entire lap right here. Not battling with that 05, and that's good for Cimento as well. We'll also have a pretty solid lap here. Aaron Abel to second, but these are all the first laps for these drivers. The second laps are definitely the ones that are going to have the speed in them. Of course, Roberto Crown Jr., 146.576 was the quickest time in Group A, and that's not good for Nicholas. And Cimento had to check up ahead of him. And just push it a little too much, and neither of those drivers are going to move themselves up in the standings with that. Ludovic Charette up to the second position. And Derek Campbell, I would imagine, is going to improve his time. No, he does not. 146.704 for Hamill. And then it's Ludovic Charette in the 2 machine, looking like both of the Velocistar trucks are going to make it into this Fast 6 right here. And then Zachary Fitzwater holds down to the third quickest time right now. He was just ahead of Ludovic Charette right there. Ludovic has struggled in qualifying so far this season, and has definitely suffered in the races because of it. Ludovic won top 5. That was the second place run at Darlington. But both Daytona and Atlanta did not go her way at all. And like I said, she sits 45 points behind Thomas Troxell in the standings coming into this one here at Watkins Glen. I have a feeling that's going to be our top 3 right there. Only unless Aaron Abel has something to say about it. This 25 does have the potential to kick some speed in on this lap. Sam Idio definitely had the potential, but just overcooked it there on that lap, and going to send him back. He's going to be starting deep in the field if he does not rebound from that. Of course, that held up his time as well, so he's going to slow down his third lap. He could not get a clean lap in, and that has really hurt this 23 here in this session. LJ Cimento was 10th quickest, so he's a little bit better right there on that 05 machine. And Logan Williams, who has had a very good run in qualifying as of late, is going to move up to 8th quickest, but not enough to make the Fast 6 with that run. And Sam Idio's going to call it a day. He's going to be starting very deep in the field. Only Joe Rakowski slower than him right now in this second group. And Derek Hamill just went out there, his teammate there, and put the fastest time down immediately and never looked back. So watch out for Derek here in the Fast 6. Of course, it's going to be another group session for the Fast 6 as well, so not single truck qualifying, although these guys, more likely than not, are going to be spread out enough on the track where it's going to act as a single car qualifying run for everybody. Ludovic Charette there would love to win the pole, but her teammate Blaine Key is going to be in that, along with Roberto Crown Jr. and Igor Barreto. Zachary Fitzwater, very strong Fast 6 here. But I would argue that the only surprise really is Roberto Crown Jr., but even they are a very strong driver here in the Truck Series, so it's going to be fascinating to see who ends up getting the pole here for Watkins Glen. And the outside pole. Like I said, that outside pole is exactly where you want to start. Drew Webb starts outside pole for the Pro Series race tomorrow. Watch out for Drew Webb to get it done tomorrow in the Body Armor Pro Series race here. Going to be 15 laps in that race, but that race will not have a cycle of pit stops, though this one will. Kind of a weird cycle right there. There's no pit stops in the Body Armor Pro Series, so it's going to be fascinating to see how that ends up shaking out as that race goes along. Those guys who start up front tomorrow are definitely going to have the advantage in tomorrow's race. Fitzwater overshoots a little bit. Doesn't really matter for him at this point. I don't think anyone's going to get to him. Rogaldorn up to 4th in this session. That would be an 8th starting position for Rogaldorn. And you got Aaron Abel there looking to start 10th in the race. Emily DeBenedetti looking to start 12th. Brian Webb looking to start 14th. Caleb Rose looking to start 16th. LJ Cimento looking to start 18th. And Corey Case looking to start 20th. I would do like a 7-minute session if I could, but it's only 5 or 10. You know, there's probably a way to do a 7-minute session. It's probably not that hard now that I think about it. Because you can adjust the lap time at any time you want to. Probably somewhere in one of the INIs that you can adjust that. Because 10 minutes is a little bit too long for these guys, but 5 minutes is too short. They don't get around in time to complete their laps at 5 minutes. Of course, next week we're going to be at Bristol for the Truck Series, and we'll bring back the single car Fast 6 for that. That's going to be a lot of fun there on that short track. And where you start in that race is going to mean quite a bit as well to how you finish. So Derek Campbell, Ludovic Charette, and Zachary Fitzwater, the top 3 here. They will join Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barreto, and Blaine Keys in the Fast 6. And I know Matt would love to see both of his trucks in the front right here. This is his home race as well. Home race for quite a few guys here at Watkins Glen International. For the longest time, it was the only road course race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We'll be going to Road America later on this season. It'll be in late November when we head to Wisconsin for that one. Oh boy, these guys going at it here in qualifying. Logan Williams and LJ Cimento. And neither driver really has a good lap here in the qualifying session. Nicholas did get back out there. I don't know if this is a fast lap or not. He tapped the wall just a little bit right there. I think that may have slowed him down if it was his fast lap. And no change on his lap time. He's not going to have enough time to get a good one in right there. Such a shame there for our last winner. Nicholas Samadeo is going to have a lot of work to do on Saturday to work up from the 34th starting position. Time should run out right here. It'll be Derek Campbell, Zachary Fitzwater, Ludovic Charette, Roberto Crown Jr., Igor Barreto, and Blaine Keys going for the pole here in the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 at Watkins Glen. And of course, whoever wins the pole gets a bonus point towards the championship, but they have the bad entry in the turn 1 at the start of the race. It's going to be very fascinating to see who decides to go where. Do you go for the point or you go for the outside pole, which will more than likely have the better run? That's how they line up there. Rogaldorn will start in the 8th position. Aaron Abel will start 10th. Emily DeBenedetti will start 12th. Brian Webb will start 14th. Caleb Rose 16th. LJ Cimento 18th. Corey Case 20th. Matthew Burnett 22nd. Logan Williams 24th. Justin Zidell 26th. Philip Torres 28th, Bryce Egan 30th, Bruno Diacomo 32nd, Nicholas Sambidio 34th, and Joe Rakowski matching his number starting in the 36th position for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 here from Watkins Glen. Let's go ahead and get to the Fast Six. Ladovic, Derek, Zachary, Igor, Roberto, and Blaine going for it here at Watkins Glen. And here we go. The Fast Six for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. We're as fast as here in this 10-minute session will be the pole sitter for Saturday's 13-lap race. Of course, tomorrow we got ourselves the Pro Series race here, the Kodak Watkins Glen Grand Prix. It'll be the 11th race of the season in the Body Armor Pro Series after that wild race that we had at Zen Joltis. Igor Barreto is actually the winner of that race at Zen Joltis. Here he is looking to get the pole for the truck race at Watkins Glen. He's going to be the first driver out there in the number 13 machine. The nicer thing about these sessions in particular is that we can generally focus on these guys as they run out through the racetrack. Kind of just go in a cycle. We see those times come in. Very fascinating here for these group Fast Six sessions. We used to do this in the IndyCar series back when I ran it a couple of years ago. And we're going to do it right here for these drivers. Of course, only on the road courses will the Fast Six session be a group session like this. Igor and Blaine, so far the only two drivers out there on the racetrack. We'll see who goes out next. Take your bets. Who's it going to be? Place your bets. Place your bets on who it's going to be. It's going to be Derek Hamill, next driver out there. I wonder what determines that. Like, what sort of, like, algorithm determines when they come out onto the racetrack off the pit lane? You know, it's just a very fascinating thing to think about. Like, is there something to do with the ratings with that? There's Ludovic Charette coming out there. Roberto Crown Jr. not going to be too far behind, but they will be far behind enough where I don't think there's going to be an effect right there. And then Fitzwater will be the last one in the 82. How about Fitzwater? He's had a very good run in these qualifying sessions so far. Of course, got the win at Daytona. Was outside pole there. This is his third Fast Six, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he was also Fast Six at... It wasn't Darlington. It was at Atlanta last week. I think he was Fast Six. Pretty sure he was. Got a lot to be proud of there with Arizona Motorsports so far this season. He is 10th in points, 27 behind. And starting up front at a place like this is a big deal. And he wants to tie Sambidio again. Now, the big thing is Sambidio could actually end up... Actually, sorry, he wants to break the tie of Sambidio. They're currently tied at 29 apiece. Sambidio could break that tie tomorrow in the Pro Series race, make it 30 if he wins tomorrow's race there. I don't think Sambidio is going to win this truck race, however, because, as we saw, he did not qualify well in the slightest. It's going to be very difficult to win a 13-lap race at Watkins Glen from starting outside the top 30, that is for sure. So Sambidio will more than likely fall behind in the standings. There's actually a very good chance that Blaine Keys could take the points lead after this race. Oh boy, it's already over, isn't it? And he hasn't even gone to victory lane yet. It's still a long season, so a lot that can happen, especially once you get some of these short tracks. And, of course, on the speedways as well. We got lots of different racetracks to come up here this season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. All right, everybody's on the same lap, which is nice. They're all probably going to get the same amount of laps in. And it's going to start with Igor Breda, who is on his fast lap right now, in the number 13 for Webb Racing Enterprises. There's this team, they have definitely bounced around in the Truck Series in their history. Last year, they got wins with both Barreto and Brian Webb, back-to-back, actually. And the team kind of fell off. Drew Webb went AWOL for a little while, and then this season, they got the alliance with Grand Autosport. Obviously, Drew Webb joining the Grand Autosport team next season in the Wawa Cup Series, so a little bit of development help there for this team. And that's great for guys like Barreto and Brian Webb, and especially Barreto, who I feel like can have a good chance of maybe winning this race if he starts on the front row. Blaine Keys there. Oh, and that was a good lap out of Barreto for that first one. Blaine's actually going to go to second with his first lap. Derek Hamill is next in line in the 51 machine. He was the fastest driver in Group B. The fastest time that we have seen all day was posted by Roberto Crown Jr. And they had the 146.576. Barretto was not too far behind, though, in that session. 5.80. Well, that was his first lap at a 6.39. And as we have seen, the second laps tend to be much quicker. Hamill is not going to get a good lap there. So he overshot the wall, and he is going to be third quickest. 47.457. And now you got Ludovic Charette, Roberto Crown Jr. Roberto might have enough of a pull here to maybe get a fast lap on Charette. But do you want the pole or do you want the outside pole? Because right now Blaine Keys has the outside pole. And Crown's going to tap the outside wall. That's not good for them. Ludovic Charette, she's going to go to fourth. Wow. Not a good time for either of those drivers right there. And Igor Barretto, his truck is wired in here today. Which, it looks like he may end up getting the pole position right here. Fitzwater, he's got a chance right here. He's the last driver in line. And Zachary Fitzwater is going to go to fourth. Igor Barretto has a full half second on the field right here. He does not need to be too overly aggressive at this moment because he clearly holds the fastest time. Did not improve his time right there, but he put down a flyer for his first lap. Here's Blaine Keys in the one machine, a little close to the wall. He is second quickest right now. That is not where these competitors want to see him start. No improvement for his time. A lot of these times looked like they were faster on the first lap. Derek Hamill is third quickest. But he's almost a whole second behind Igor Barretto. Barretto has a massive gap of speed on the rest of the field here in this session. Great to see Igor have a good run. Of course, like I mentioned, he won the last Pro Series race. Pro Series is back tomorrow here at Watkins Glen for their 11th race of the season. Excited to see what Igor Barretto can do in that one. Derek Campbell taking a more conservative line off the exit of the corner. And he's going to take second. 147.126, just barely beating Blaine Keys right there. So he's got the outside pole right now. But Ludovic Charette looking really quick right here. We'll have to see what she can do on this two machine. Will she finally get that front row start, have an opportunity at a race victory for the first time this season? Across the line for Ludovic Charette. She's only going to go to fifth. Roberto Crown Jr. takes second. What a lap out of Roberto right there. 146.873. This is also another truck that is wired in very well here today. And Roberto Crown Jr. has the outside pole, which effectively is the pole for this race, though. Igor is the one who's got the fastest time and looks to get that bonus point towards the championship for holding the fastest time. Fitzwater the fifth. Ludovic is sixth. You know, last time she was in the Fast Six, she was the slowest driver in the Fast Six. She has struggled in these Fast Six sessions. I'm impressed with Roberto Crown Jr. This is a huge opportunity for them to maybe go to victory lane for the first time ever on the channel. And I know that'd be a huge deal for him. And who knows? They're 15th in points. Race victory could definitely propel them in this championship. Of course, they finished 10th in the points last year with this team. So a little bit of chemistry going on right there. Going to be very interesting to see how it ends up shaking out for the 01 team. If they can hold on to that outside pole. I don't know. There'll probably be enough time for these guys to get back around to complete their laps that they've got going on right now. So we'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Of course, Fitzwater is the last one. He's actually about to complete his second lap. He has not gotten around to complete it quite yet. At this point in the session, I don't think we're going to really see many of these guys improve on their times. Usually either the first or second lap where they're going to get it. By the time the third lap comes around, the tire wear just gets a little too much. They have to slow it down just a bit more in the corners to get around. So it's looking like Igor Barretto is going to win the pole with Roberto Crown Jr. on the outside pole. Derek Campbell and Blaine Keys, Zachary Fitzwater, Ludovic Charette making up row number 3. Of course, both the Velocity trucks starting on the outside lane. That's going to be very fascinating to see on Saturday how that ends up going down for those drivers. Clock's going to run out here shortly, but they will add some more time. One more opportunity for Blaine Keys to improve on his time. 4th quickest right now in that one machine. No improvement on the time there. And Derek Hamill in the 51 is going to be the next one in line. I think all these guys will get an opportunity to complete the lap they are currently on right now. So 1:30 added on. Should be enough time for everyone to get back around for a 3rd lap, and that should do it here from Watkins Glen. First, Derek Hamill has 1 career win, in the ratings era at least, of the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Though this series canonically goes all the way back to 2015. It has seen many different iterations, but I think we got the best iteration right now. Strict points, of course. Remember that one year we did the elimination style format in the Truck Series? That was the season Stuart Gratton won the championship. Never doing that again. Not because Stuart Gratton won the championship, but because the elimination format is downright awful. That's what makes winning the championship, especially in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. There is no points reset. It's 18 straight races. You got to get as many points as you can. And that's why winning the pole, every point matters here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And winning the pole awards you that 1 point. That goes a long way. You get down the homestead on Christmas Day, you're down just by a couple points. Well, you get those poles. They can really add up for you. Igor Barreto has won the pole here for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 at Watkins Glen. And even though we still have 30 more seconds left in this session, I don't believe we're going to have anybody else overtake their times at this point. So it's not official quite yet. Not official quite yet. What I don't like about these group sessions, especially on these road courses, we have to take our time, make sure everyone gets around. These guys had like 4 laps, but it takes them 5 minutes to get around to start 1 lap. That does it. We could call it a night here from Watkins Glen. Igor Barreto wins the pole for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. Roberto Crown Jr., Derek Hamill, Blaine Keys, Zachary Fitzwater, and Ladovich are at the top 6. Row 4 will be Leonard Kochmer and Rogel Dorn. Row 5, Eric Monaco and Aaron Abel. Row 6, Avery Alford and Emily DeBenedetti. Row 7, Matthew Hubert, Brian Webb. Row 8, Nathan Stapleton, Caleb Rose. Row 9, Jesse Turner, LJ Sametto. Row 10, Andrew Williams, Corey Case. Row 11, Andrew Miller, Matthew Burnett. Row 12, Jack Haas and Logan Williams. Row 13, Laura Chung and Justin Zaidel. Row 14, Thomas Troxel and Philip Torres. Row 15, Christian Vargas and Bryce Egan. Row 16, Duncan Ward and Brenda Diacomo. Row 17, Skep Silver and Nicholas Sanvideo. Row 18, Skylar Taylor, Joe Rutkowski. Good night, America. We will see you tomorrow for the Kodak Watkins Glen Grand Prix in the Body Armor Pro Series. And we'll see you guys Saturday at noon Eastern Time for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 here at Watkins Glen in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Congratulations to Igor Barreto on his pole, and I will see you guys later.